Hello, everybody out there on YouTube. We are the middle-aged guys, and we bullshit about nothing. I'm the Reverend.
The theme here.
Gray Mouse 1.
We're gamers. We're middle-aged gamers, and we actually remember the good old days when you bought a game from the store shelf, and it was fucking complete.
Oh, God. We need those games back. We need those days back. We need those days back. I know that's wishful fucking thinking at this point.
But, you know, ever since consoles actually started having hard drives on them and they started having online connectivity, the idea of having expansions and downloadable content that you sit there and purchase to go ahead and expand your experience with the game has been a rather popular one ever since, well, the first Xbox, to tell you the truth. Which brings us to this particular story. Ubisoft, actually, one of the VP of Live Operations, and Blondel-Jouin, all right, of Ubisoft, told Game Industry that the publisher is now looking to support its multiplayer games for between 5 to 10 years, and in order to keep players confirmed, engaged, they must be careful what they do when it comes to monetization of those games. That includes DLC. All right, in their view, there should be no more DLC that gamers have to buy for the full experience of a game. All right. In which case, one of the things I have to say about that is duh. But seeing how that's actually an executive view from a publisher coming out and saying that is actually kind of interesting. Because usually what happens is that when somebody actually goes ahead and cracks that particular surface, whenever something like that is an industry convention or whatnot, then it opens a possibility for a lot of other publishers to maybe start thinking the same way. All right. What are your guys' thoughts on this particular one?
Man, again, duh. Just as the Reverend said earlier, come on. We buy a fucking game. We want everything to already fucking be there. Fuck that DLC shit. Patches, day one patches or whatever. Oh, we just want to extend, the game out and broaden your experience. We never had that problem before. When we would buy games and fucking they would be complete and they'll deliver a broad experience. It's just like, we need those days again. Fuck that DLC shit.
What about you, Green Mouse? What are your thoughts on that particular one?
I think it's good.
And?
Oh, you want me to elaborate?
Yes, please. This is a video.
No. Like I said, I think it's good. It should never. The whole deal, download the content, it was like the slippery slope. And it's good that Ubisoft is starting to, I guess, quote unquote, see the light. I mean, because like the team was saying, used to be where you could buy a game and you have the complete experience.
I mean, even back in the day when you had unlockables within the fucking game that you own already. You bought shit, you completed it. And then, okay, you unlock things, or you had a second quest, or you unlock people for a fighting game, stuff like that. That created more replay value than anything else. Now it's, okay, in order to get the complete game or complete endings or crap like that. How the fuck? DLC for endings? Fuck you!
I'm going to say something that may sound a little contrary to what I first opened up with. All right. In particular circumstances, I don't think DLC is a bad thing. All right. The cardinal sins of DLC, I'll name them out right now. Okay. Number one, the first cardinal sin of DLC is on-disc DLC. That is straight bullshit. Okay.
It's not DLC.
Yeah, it's not DLC. It's already there on the disc that I fucking bought. Okay. If I go up to the online marketplace and it says it's $10, I see the download is only 54K of fucking data. That means that's a 54K encryption key to unlock something that's already on my fucking disc. That is a sin. All right. Number two, the other cardinal sin of DLC is that making the DLC required in order to get the full experience of a game. All right, like what the theme had mentioned before, hiding an actual ending, the real ending to a game, or the real end experience to a game behind DLC pay. That is bullshit. Okay. Number three, the third cardinal sin of DLC is that bug fixes and patches masked as fucking DLC. Okay, if you're sitting there, you're saying, "Oh yeah, this DLC improves things," when actually all it's doing is it's fixing issues that exist already in the fucking game. That's bullshit too. Okay, all right. Now the one thing that I think kind of where things kind of pan out and sit in perspective for me is that I remember, with a lot of older PC games, expansion packs would come out for bigger titles, and they were free and they were huge. Okay, they actually offered a lot. In that case, that's cool. If I understand that actually costs money and it takes time and resource to it. So guess what? If you require me to throw a few bucks your way and it's actually adding something to the game, and I've already experienced it fully, okay, but it's something else that pops up like 3 or 4, maybe 6 months later down the road, where it's like, hey, look, I've got a reason to go ahead and pull this game out and play it again. Well, that's not too bad. The other thing that could actually work also with DLC is all these fucking sports titles where the only thing that changes from year to year is fucking roster updates. Look, why are you going to charge me, $60 for a brand new fucking football game? Tell you what, charge me $10 for a fucking roster update, and I think that's pretty fucking fair. Especially nothing major changes between the games.
I guarantee you're going to have some sports game fans, commenting on the channels, talking about, oh, no, it's more than roster that just changed. But look, bottom line is, it's roster and stats that change from year to year. Yeah, maybe they'll add some sort of shuffle or some sort of ballerina catch for football, some sort of dunk for basketball, whatever. But the point is, every single year with these sports games, not much gets changed around.
No.
So a DLC could cover that.
Yeah, and the thing is, you can't drastically change things with only a 6-month development period. All right. Because, the 2017 game that's coming out for whatever XYZ sports game that you're looking at, guess what? It's going to be running off the same fucking engine as the 2016 game.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And like I said, with a 6-month development period, you're not going to be able to completely transform a fucking title into something else. All right. It just doesn't happen like that. Especially with true sequels that are actually worth their actual retail price. So this particular one from Ubisoft, I hope other publishers go out of their way and consider what they're saying. I think the direction when it comes to with a lot of publishers on the whole, when it comes to DLC, is pretty fucked up. Because the thing is that, I understand. Okay. Publishers on a whole, like I've said multiple times, they want to make as much money out of as little working product as possible. And instead of going out of their way and doing like the full, development cycle for a 54 gig fucking game, right? If they can make a few bucks off of a 200 megabyte patch, all right, or a 200 megabyte update, then they're going to try to do that. Okay. Generally speaking, has it always been worth that much? No. All right. If you keep it to a point where it's not required and it's completely up to me, fine. Leave it completely up to me. But please don't do any of those other things that I mentioned earlier before, fucking DLC hiding that it's a patch and a fix, on this DLC, or requiring it for a real fucking ending. And I guess at that point, I'll probably be fine with it. All right. Was there any other thoughts on this particular one, gentlemen, before we move on?
No, but again, with DLC, as far as what the Reverend mentioned, fuck that bullshit. That shit needs to fucking stop. It's just that buying games, or what? Next thing you know, there's going to be fucking DLC is going to be for consoles to get them to work sooner or later.
Those are called firmware updates. They already exist.
No. I'm talking about just in general. Just
activate the credit card slot on the back of your console. Yeah. What about you, Grey Mouse? Any last thoughts or elaborations on this? Nope, not this time around. All right, I'm not gonna pull teeth to get out of you since we are at the end of the video. On this particular thought, folks, DLC, love it, hate it, leave it, whatever your thoughts are on it. Please leave us a comment below. Tell us what you think about it, because, generally speaking, on one hand, I can see maybe it's okay, but in the implementation that I see most publishers actually use it for, I gotta say it's bullshit. Okay, and a lot of us here in this particular conversation agree with that sentiment. But aside from that, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. If you're so kind, hit that like button, hit subscribe. Okay, like I said before, leave us a comment below. We are the middle-aged guys. We've just been bullshitting about the fact that Ubisoft, they didn't say they're going to do away with DLC, but they're not going to make it required for you to actually experience a full game, which I think is a good thing. I'm the Reverend.
The theme here.
Grey Mouse 1.
Once again, for the benefits of common sense, logic, and gaming. Full gaming on the fucking disc that's already there, or on the cartridge, whatever. There better not be DLC for the fucking Switch in its games. Credits.